Thank you, Harris. We'll take it from there. Less than 100 days before the midterm elections, and Democrat Socialists are not just calling for reform, they are calling for a dramatic reshaping of American life as we know it today.
They certainly did in New York and in other places, Colorado and others. It's not just a big city phenomenon or just a blue coastal phenomenon. Sure. Okay, so we're going to put up on the screen a few of the things that are part of your platform. And I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate.
True.
Okay, replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
Abolish prisons, at least in large part.
Yeah, again, that as part of a long-term program, yeah.
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. And you know, Bill, I mean, that they're saying it there, but they spell this out completely on their website. They make it very clear that they stand for that radical change. And any candidate billing themselves as a member of the DSA and a socialist, that's what they're calling for.
A lot of people
Good to have you here, by the way.
Likewise, good to be with you. Excited to be with you for the week. A lot of people talking about that interview today, and it was nice to have it just all kind of in a list. Yes, 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 yes. Wild stuff. I'm Bill Malugin in for John Roberts today. This is America Report. So the DSA was once dismissed as pretty much a political sideshow, but today it's the biggest socialist organization in American history, and its far-left platform is pushing well beyond the Democrat Party's traditional flank.
And if you think radical socialist ideas could never take hold, look no further than right here in New York City, where just this morning, our Democratic Socialist mayor, Zohran Mamdani, rolled out new details on his promise for government-run grocery stores.
Once a month, our 5 city-run grocery stores will set prices for this core set of goods at 30% below typical retail prices. No exceptions, no gimmicks. The savings will last for the entire month. That means no weekly fluctuations nor sticker shock at the checkout line.
And we've got Fox News team coverage this afternoon with Jason Chaffetz coming up in just moments.
But we begin with Alexandria Hoff. She's reporting live from Washington for us. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Sandra. Yeah, for decades, the Democratic Socialists of America were given the side eye as a fringe group. But as of this month, their membership has reached a record of 120,000+ members. They were about 6,000 in 2016 when Senator Bernie Sanders brought democratic socialism to the main stage of the Democratic Party. There's now over 200 chapters and 250+ DSA candidates holding elected office nationwide. Now, DSA-backed politicians have already scored about 35 primary victories. Chris Robb, a Democrat socialist from Pennsylvania, is now the presumptive U.S. representative for the state's 3rd district after the Democrat primary in May. All right, so he talks there. Really what they're looking for is a generational change. They want a refashioning of the entire society. He kind of sums it up pretty well with his statement. But with the DSA's new platform, which you heard in Shannon Bream's exchange, the demands have grown, centered around drafting a new constitution. With the organization exerting more power, Democrats are being told, fall in line or get a primary challenger. Here's Stu Smith with the Manhattan Institute.
They are firmly socialist, and DSA has a rising block of very hard-line communist, Maoist. I would even go so far to say as anarcho in nature as well.
Yeah, all those pretty threatening in nature if you look them up. Smith continues that many younger people who think that they now favor democratic socialism are really confusing it with what they see as in Nordic or Western European countries. But what those are social democracies that rely on capitalist economies. The DSA wants to do away with free market capitalism, and Sandra, Bill, pretty much everything else. We'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex. We've got Jason Chaffetz on set, thankfully, to react to all of this. Fox News contributor and former Utah congressman. I'm just thinking about the interview I had with Pete Buttigieg on Friday. And I mean, he doesn't declare himself a socialist, but he's still a Democrat candidate calling for dramatic and in some cases radical change. He's calling for a big change to our institutions, including expanding the Supreme Court. Listen here from Friday.
What I'm saying is that under the laws of this country, under the Constitution of this country, we could have a Supreme Court that better reflects the expectations of the American people and that is more legitimate. The legitimacy of the Supreme Court is, I believe, the lowest it's ever been in the eyes of the American people. It's come to feel like a nakedly partisan institution.
He also said he wants to change the way the Supreme Court justices are selected. But what is going on here? And does he have a chance if he's not calling for all that radical change that we just heard from the DSA?
Don't get any confusion out there. The Democratic Party, the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, and the Communists, that's one party. You don't get to bifurcate it and say, oh, those people over there. They are part of one party. They actually caucus together. So this radicalization, these crazy things, abolish the presidency, get rid of the United States Senate, no public corporations, no borders, everybody gets amnesty, no prisons, no Pentagon. That's where the Democrats are today. So just when you thought Republicans might lose control of the House and the Senate, these crazies are trying to take over the planet and this country. And I think America will look at it and say,
don't forget no
nuts.
borders.
Yeah, no borders. They're absolutely nuts. And all they have to do, Shannon Bream, just keep playing that video time and time again, because she just lays it out and they keep saying, yeah, we're going to change this country to make it unrecognizable.
There have been a handful of Democrats who have come out pretty forcefully against the socialists, but looking at the bigger picture, a lot of them have been pretty milquetoast on it, right? A lot of the centrist Democrats are essentially saying, we're a big tent party. We welcome anybody and their message into it. Here's Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. Take a listen.
I do think the Democratic Party has always been known, and mostly this is good, sometimes it's not, as a big tent. And so I don't think that somebody says, I'm a DSA candidate, I don't think you should use that to throw them out. Why would you do that? Candidates have to rise and fall on their own merits.
Jason, do these moderate Democrats not understand that the fox is in the henhouse at this point? They want to run against Democrats. They're not beating Republicans. They're beating Democrats. They're running on the DNC platform. They're using their fundraising. And as we saw right here in New York, they're winning these elections and they're pushing out more moderate Democrats.
Well, they're winning elections in, like a California, Minnesota, or a New York. But there's a reason why they have no money in their coffers. Ken Martin, who's the chair of the DNC, I mean, politically took a big hit when the New York Times came out and said their organization is just absolutely falling apart. They have no leader. They have no message. They've got a radical agenda. So, other than that, it's going quite swimmingly for them.
I also asked, though, Buttigieg on Friday, is the party moving too far to the left? Because he acknowledged that most polls do show that people want some sort of change. In fact, many say they want dramatic change in this country. And he said this about those far left radical Democrats.
There's always going to be some people in my party who go too far for me, people I disagree with. If you pick the 5 or 10 or 15 furthest left people in our party, they're going to, by definition, disagree with a lot of others. But there's so much that we do, in fact, agree on.
Not sure what you take away from that.
I think he's part of that radical left. I mean, he wants to essentially abolish the Supreme Court and put it into his own making so that it is a rubber stamp for somebody who they believe in. They just think they do a great disservice tearing down the institutions instead of trying to figure out how we can improve them. And the reality is they lose elections because of their radicalness. They make it unrecognizable. These people are absolutely nuts. They don't, no Pentagon, no borders. Are you kidding me? No public corporations. Get rid of the United States Senate. Who believes that and could do so with a straight face, other than some nuts in New York?
Good to see you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
Good to have
Appreciate
you
it.
today to react to all of that. What a weekend.
Laying it out loud and clear.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.